And hey, everybody, you get the RV Wingman here. Thank you for joining me today. I just finished a lengthy interview with a great guy out in California who purchased, he spent a fortune on it, purchased a Class B van that has been giving him problems. And we're going to talk about it. His name is Tim. Tim called me, and I'm going to put my phone number up on the screen. This interview started with Tim taking action and calling me, telling me about his situation. We spoke back and forth. He sent me some emails, and we decided we're going to do a video together so other people in this community can hopefully avoid some of the issues and problems that Tim has experienced. So if you have a problem with your RV dealer, your manufacturer, need a little bit of help, I don't charge anything. I'm not a lawyer. I don't have the perfect answers, but I do have the truth. I will be honest with you. Hopefully, I have earned credibility with you through this channel over the last several years. You can call me at the number on the screen, or you can shoot me an email, and I promise I'll get back to you as quickly as I am able, and I will try and help you out. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into this interview. If you have any friends that are thinking about buying a new, especially an Airstream Interstate, you might want to send them this video. Okay, so what did you buy, when, and kind of walk us through what happened?
So I purchased, when I say it's me and my beautiful wife, and we have 3 kids. In April of 2023, we took a delivery of Airstream Interstate 24G. It's a Grand Lounge, Tommy Bahamas edition, and we actually specifically ordered this unit. So we waited for about a year for Airstream to make that specific unit, because it's with all bells and whistles.
Yeah,
And
and the video clip that you sent, it's absolutely beautiful. We're going, when you and I finish talking, we will put some of the B-roll, some of the video clips that you provided. It's a stunningly beautiful B van. I mean, it would be just about everybody's dream van. So you bought this, and this was during the pandemic.
Well, that was the kind of idea, to have a vehicle that you can go somewhere, travel comfortably, long distances, because, air travel is limited, all this masks madness. Right. So it was idea to have a B van to, have a whole family, and the whole family is 5 of us. And then we pick up always my teenage daughter's friend in Tennessee. She brings her dog, and this is our full package. So this is why this is so important that we ordered a 7-seat belt van, okay, and 7-seater, because usually if it's not a 4x4, it can come with 9 seat belts.
Right.
So ours comes only with 7.
Now, how much did you spend for this, if you don't mind me asking?
These are absolutely well, the sticker price before taxes and other things, it was $280, and that's before taxes and licenses and fees.
So $280,000 before fees,
before interest, before everything.
Okay, so you're talking almost $300,000 for a Class B van. This should be a perfect van with no issues, and it was an Airstream, the Interstate.
That's what idea was, to buy the top of the line, to have it for a long time. So my kids are 16-year-old, 11-year-old, and 4-year-old. Okay, so each of them would have a period of their life supposedly traveling with us, and we chose a B van because we do stay in hotels. We're a little bit more fortunate that we don't have to stay in a parking lot of a Walmart or in a RV park. So we do travel from hotel, and then in between, we are in the van. So for us, B van was great. A lot of space for luggage. So it was just a perfect machine that we decided that this will be a long-term investment for our family.
Right. You spent a fortune on it. So you live in California, and
Correct.
your inaugural trip was all the way across the country. It was to Tennessee.
Yes. Well, Tennessee, this is where we pick up our kid's friend. And so then we go all the way to Michigan, and we spend a week there in near Rapid Springs. By the, we take a cabin there, like a little house on the shore. And so it's just, the B van is so convenient because we can still go to a grocery store
Sure.
and pick up groceries versus, having a Class A that will be just sitting there, and then you have to either tow something behind you or rent a car. So Class B in this respect, I love, and I still loved it.
Well, let me ask you this. When you purchased, have you ever owned an RV before?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Did you get an inspection on this one, or how was the walkthrough? Was everything working when you took possession? Tell me about that.
Okay. So the first thing was interesting that in the contract, when we sign in the contract with the dealer, I believe it's on bill of sale, it says that you're entitled to 2 hours of kind of a preview with the technician, so they can go over the things, how they work, how they operate. Well, one thing for sure, it didn't happen. Okay. They just, give me the keys, and they said, have you driven the Sprinter before? And I said, yes, I have. But, this is not a Sprinter. This is a space shuttle type machine. There is a lot of, electronics. There is a lot of components. There's a lot of moving pieces, like, electrical bed.
Sure.
It's just, now I wish I would insist on spending 2 hours and maybe more to learn from the, technicians how all the system work.
So how long did you spend with them?
Well,
I mean, just
when we took first, when we came to see it, because like I said, it was a special order. When we came to see it, we spent there about an hour, where 30 minutes we walked around just to see the unit. There was no inspector, no third-party inspection, and 30 minutes filling up the paperwork for the loan. So that was our first experience with our Airstream.
Yeah.
And then it took us about a week to work out good terms with the bank on the loan, and that's when it was scheduled actual delivery date, and those 2 hours that we were supposed to get educated on how to properly use. But again, they said, look, it's a Sprinter. There is nothing different than a Sprinter. And so, but me being a very thorough person, I went through all of the manuals at home. I went through a lot of YouTube. By the way, the YouTube was a resource that it's just great when something is like, before the dealer can answer something, at least you can have an idea on YouTube, and maybe it will save you a trip to a dealer.
So you basically self-educated yourself because the dealer didn't.
I had to self-educate myself.
Maybe you didn't spend enough money, Tim.
Maybe another 25,000, and it would make them, feel a lot more comfortable to spend 2 hours.
Okay, so obviously that's a little sarcasm there. So you get this beautiful van, and you take off on a long trip. And your biggest problem we're going to get to, but before we get to the big problem, you had another pretty big problem. It was summertime. Your air conditioner went kaput. And so real quickly, how did that happen? How did you resolve it? Because when we spoke the other day, I'm thinking you were a classy guy. You could have been mad. You could have.
I was mad.
Yeah, but you didn't act mad when you were telling me the story. So let's make it real quick, and then we're going to get to the big problem.
Sure. So yes, this was our first trip. So took a delivery April, end of April of 23, and our first trip started beginning around July 7th, same year, 23. And we started going through all of the hot states, our dearest Arizona, Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee. And as we go further, it gets warmer and warmer, and humidity is rising. And so it was a lot of fun when everything was working. And then at one point, while driving on the, I don't recall in which state we were, but while driving, we hear shred, like a blow, something like a fan shredded, like a shredder in your kitchen. And it's very loud bang.
Right.
And so the AC continued to actually blow the air, but it stopped blowing cold air.
Right.
And so we, stopped the AC. We tried to give them a rest. We thought maybe, just maybe, because we've been running it for hours, it needs rest. Or, as a homeowner, I know sometimes when you run AC, there is the ice over the, coils. So we tried that for a day, a second day. It's blowing, but no cold air. So I did call Airstream. That was my first call to the Airstream customer service. And they actually were very nice, so they spent the time on, again, that was the first call. So it's about 30 minutes just to register me as a new owner. Okay.
Right.
That was maybe more frustrating than getting the news to know that the closest dealer. So if we were somewhere in Tennessee, the closest dealer was in Louisiana, about hour and a half drive. And so basically, Airstream just says, okay, we have authorized dealer. It's not Airstream brand dealer, but it is authorized to perform the repairs. And so I'm leaving my family, extending hotel stay. My family stays in Nashville. And I go to Louisiana, this hour and a half drive to a dealer. And I probably send you a picture of that shredded into small pieces fan. And you can see in the picture as well that the radiator is damaged by those pieces.
Right.
And so the technician comes out and says, okay, just leave it with us for 3 days. And I'm like, okay, let me understand what you're going to do. And they say the process with Airstream is as follows. We're going to order the fan that came apart into pieces, and we're going to install it, test it. And if that solves the problem, you will be on your way.
In 3 days.
3 days.
And your family is staying in a hotel.
In a hotel, and all of my plans and all of my cabin that is rented in Michigan waiting for us, it's already, all of my plans are, at that point, I am mad.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. So I decided to make something a little bit different. I decided to insist that the dealer, files the claim with Airstream, and that they have a record that, is broken, the picture is sent. And I asked dealer, I said, look, how soon can you get me a brand new unit? Brand new unit, just to replace it. They looked and they said, tomorrow. Tomorrow, you can have a brand new unit. If you come 11 a.m. with your unit again, by end of the day, you'll take your unit. So while I'm driving there, I am on the phone with Airstream. And because it's an hour and a half drive, I can talk to them all I want. And they playing this, simple procedural game. They like, well, our procedure is this. We have to replace the broken part. Then we will see if the broken part is affecting your AC. And then if it's not fixed your problem, we're gonna change another component into your AC. And so I'm like thinking, this is gonna take 2 weeks, with the 3-day per part. And so just to give you idea, the whole repair with AC unit and parts and labor was $2,100. We're not talking about $20,000 component.
Right.
And so Airstream was very adamant not to replace the unit. On the unit that was delivered 3 months, just brand new.
But didn't you, when you ordered, you said forget it, just send me the whole thing, and I'll
Yeah,
have
I
the
told local dealer, order the whole thing from your distributor. It's
replace it.
available. It's not on a back order. I'll
Right.
pay with my credit card. I paid with my credit card, and then I got an Airstream's case. And
But
so
you took the old one, the one that broke,
I took the old one, yes,
back to
as
California
evidence.
with you. Okay.
As evidence, I knew that they will be playing this game because you know what? They will say like, "Well, we want to inspect the old one," and when the old
Yeah.
ones are in Louisiana, right?
Of course.
And shipping it freight, just to give you idea, from Louisiana to California, if it's still available, if they will request it, okay, for inspection, it would have been like $300-400. So I'm like thinking, you know what? I'm gonna take this unit with me, take half of my trunk space, but I will bring it back with me.
Okay, so that was a big deal, but you got over it, and all I'm trying to do here, Tim, is just try to consolidate. But I mean,
Correct.
so far to me, you've done the prudent thing. You spent almost $300,000 on a van. 3 months later, the air conditioner craps out, but you've done everything smart. And I know that Airstream has their policies, and they're going to do this. But you helped speed along. That was good. But along the way, after you got the air conditioner fixed, and Airstream did come to terms and replace and make you whole. So let's I don't want to trash them. But
That's
along the way in this vacation, something else happened where the brains of your Airstream just went berserk. Let's get to that point.
That is yes, very interesting point. And the brain, I'm not naming the name, okay, for now, but because it's an Airstream. So
Yeah.
whatever brain they use, it's a Airstream, and I don't know, maybe they're using it on all of the units. So I just not sure.
You don't need to say it, but I'm going to say it and not going to get in trouble because it's a fact. As long as you don't lie, you tell the truth. But it just is what it is.
Well,
It's a Firefly.
the name of the system.
Yeah, it's a Firefly system, and they're supposed to be state of the art. And that's probably why you needed the 2 hours back at the dealer, so you have a little 101 on that. But the Firefly system is supposed to help you do everything. I mean,
it's a fully automated, supposedly.
Yes.
Okay? It's not at the moment where actually, as you and I speak right now, on the November 7th, unit went back to Airstream dealer, and it's still, as of December 18th today, it's still at the dealer, and only last week, dealer got approval from Airstream to replace the brain of that, now that we all know, Firefly.
Right.
And they were going back and forth, and they even copied me on emails between Airstream and Firefly, because they were actually thinking that I should pay for that new smart system.
So hang on, let me just ask you. So your Airstream is still under warranty, right?
Correct. 3 years, 36,000 miles.
Okay. And it's, how long has it been at the dealer? I mean, not this time, but collectively since you bought it, how many days? Have you kept track of that?
Yes, physical days, I would say 70, 80 days. Physical days.
That's a lot.
It was at the dealer. But then there is another caveat in how Airstream right now is trying to make it so it's not staying in the dealer, or they don't have to provide, for my accommodations. So, example, on the same trip, we lost one of the shades, and it's a power shade for the window.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're on the road and it's 110 outside with the sun hitting, through this window is just unbearable. And at the time, the AC was not working. That was horrible.
Yeah.
And so your shade stopped working, and you, at the end of the trip, take it to a dealer. They determine that the motor is broken for the shade. They remove the whole shade. You don't have any manual shade. You just have a open window.
Yeah.
And then you wait for 6 months for this part to be replaced. And so I don't consider this as a fully operational RV. Yes, it's in my house, but they order, part. So they try to give you back your unit. So it's not fixed, but it's sitting in my house.
So they make you, they don't make you, but they encourage you to take it back. And
well,
what
it's
that
like,
does, again, I'm no lawyer, but what I think that does is it takes the monkey off of their back. And well, he picked it up and it was, he was able to use it. And technically that is true. But the biggest thing that when we spoke before, the brain, the Firefly unit itself, just give me 2 or 3 different crazy things, because you've reprogrammed it. There are, if you get on the internet, you look, are there issues with Fireflies and RVs? The Firefly electrical system. There's a lot. Now, not all of them. Not all of them. And that's the problem. Some of them are these phantom problems. What kinds of things did you experience in your Interstate?
So one of the, things that I have not noticed from very beginning until actually just now, and it started long time ago. So in the Firefly brain, there is a conflict between, so there is a on-wall display for controlling all of the settings, and there is also your Bluetooth ability that you don't have to get up, and conveniently from a Bluetooth within the radius of your RV, you can basically do everything other than programming this option as a quiet time. If you are parking in the hotel, and if it's a covered parking, you don't want your generator to kick in at night and carbon poison somebody, right?
Right.
So we've noticed that our Airstream on the first trip, we would spend the night in the hotel, and the next morning I come out and my battery wouldn't be starting. So, and I'm checking on the Firefly system, because there is a setting. If my main batteries or engine battery go to a certain percentage, it will start the generator, unless there is a quiet time set. So it is complicated, but it's all based on the clock and how you set it up. But what happens when your clock just goes in a day, can change from my latest moment was my son and I coming back from a morning walk, 7 a.m., and I hear generator running in the Airstream. And I'm like, 7 a.m., it should not be running. I know it's a quiet time. So I come into the unit, I take a video camera, my phone, I take a video, and on the Firefly, it shows actually 9:20 p.m. for no particular reason. And so this is, in the beginning, I had no idea it was based on the clocks just resetting itself. Or
but I've done a little bit of reading on the Firefly, just a little bit, but there are ways to basically reset it, recalibrate the whole system and say, okay, this is the time, this is the everything, we're good to go. Have y'all tried that? As the dealer
we tried that with the dealer until this is the third time. Now they're replacing the whole system. We've tried updates, we've tried resetting it, we tried default, and it was all done at dealer and documented.
Okay, good.
And it's still, the problem comes back, that clock. And I even tried to make sure that my Firefly is not connected to the internet or to my phone, and just independently works only by itself. So it has no update, nothing. And for 3 days I tried that, and the clock still goes nuts. just randomly changes the time. But so, like I said, the quiet time was supposed to be until 8 a.m. At 7 a.m. it's running generator. I come in and the clock says 9:20 p.m. So of course it's within the hours that can run.
Okay, so to fast forward to today, essentially what they're doing is they're going to replace the entire system this time.
They're going to replace the entire brain of the Firefly system. I don't know how big is the unit, how extensive it is, but I'm pretty sure it's extensive.
Okay, so they're going to replace that. That's warranty, right? I mean, you're not going to...
Well, after a little bit back and forth, they agreed that it's warranty, but it was a little bit of a fight. They were trying to say that the labor, they will do it like Airstream, but the Firefly, for some reason, and then I cannot find in any of my warranty and manual that Firefly is only 1 year warranty in my unit. My unit, based on what dealer sold me, said it's a 3-year, 36,000 miles warranty on everything. Okay, there was no exclusions, no Firefly 1 year, and suddenly now they're trying to get customer. At least I don't know if other customers are being also asked to pay for, Firefly troubleshooting or something. So the first year they would do Firefly update, default settings. Everything was done nicely under warranty, well documented. But now my 1 year expired on April 28, 2024.
Okay, but hang on. When did the problem start showing up to begin with? What did you?
It started the first trip. On the first trip, and it was in like our first fateful air conditioning blow up trip. Because
let me ask you this.
That my generator was not running when it was supposed to be running. At that time, I didn't connect it 2 and 2 to see the clock. That the clock just randomly changes the time. And so after the update they did at the dealer about September of 2023, they updated the system. For some period of time, I didn't pay attention because I was under impression that it's fixed.
Right.
But the problem was the dealer is always saying, look, when you plug in your unit and when your unit is plugged in or runs on generator without gap being on the power, like on the batteries, internal batteries, it's supposed to be fine. And I believe when it's plugged in into the power source, there is less issues with Firefly. But I cannot be plugged in driving, like my lifestyle is driving. It's not plugging in.
Okay, so let me ask you a couple of questions. One, how was your relationship with the dealer? Are you guys still getting along? I mean,
yes, dealer is okay.
But they're blaming Firefly.
They ask for money because for the second time when I brought the unit and they wanted to do some change, they actually Airstream charged me for troubleshooting. That's another interesting part. So Airstream charged me $400 for troubleshooting, but then Firefly sent the part for free. So this is kind of, I seriously don't understand how these two companies selling, this product under umbrella of Airstream, under their warranty, but they're completely trying each separate themselves from each other.
This is the kind of thing that gives the RV industry such a bad reputation. A man spends almost $300,000 on a Class B van, the top of the line. They don't get better than that.
Correct.
And then they get the runaround, and you seem to be a very reasonable person. I think, again, not a lawyer, but you're in California. And from what I understand, California, if you've got a lemon RV, that's a really good place to have purchased your RV. And so what, I would think about, I would not threaten, always take the high road, but think about lawyering up, do some homework, check things out, get you got documentation. The things you sent me, it's like, It's like, holy cow, we can go for hours talking about this thing. But that's what a lawyer's going to want to see. They're going to want to see a diary, dates, who you spoke with, what the attempts were to fix it, how many days it's been out of service. And again, please don't just take my thoughts and advice, if you will, into consideration. Don't do something because I said it, but I would not take possession of it until it works and they prove that it works. And if they got to keep it for 2 or 3 days after it's been supposedly fixed, that's fine. But test it before you take it back. And again, document that and make sure whenever the warranty expires, and it sounds like you've got some time left, you don't let the warranty run out, because a lot of people wait too long and then they're really in deep doo-doo. I mean, without the brain to your van, what are you going to do?
Without the brain, this is a regular freight sprinter. It's a sprinter that you can just transport. By the way, and I cannot stress more enough, we didn't get to the point of the weight.
Talk about that, because that's even more important.
I consider this being above my Firefly system, because Firefly system, I still have hope. But on the weight limit, I don't have a hope, okay? I got a recall letter, and I send you that copy with the envelope, and it was very simple. Unless I wasn't ever reading a lot of agreements, and in the real estate, I do read a lot of agreements, okay? And every word is important.
Right.
And so I'm getting an envelope with the new sticker that goes on the B pillar where your tire information is. And it tells you your weight of the unit and how much maximum you can load your unit to be safe. So it is, if you got in the car accident, if my unit at the time of purchase was 15,000 pounds, and let's say I got a couple of my heavy bodies, and we exceeded total amount of weight that was at the time of purchase, it was 15,000 total pounds allowed.
I'm looking at it right here on my computer.
And I send you, because in the sticker that they send as a part of recall, that gross weight is there, but it's in such a bad print. I'm almost wanted to say that somebody intentionally made it blurry, that the total weight for passengers and luggage together, 995 pounds. Well, I'm sorry, I'm 210 pounds. A couple of my bodies, and I cannot take anybody else.
Right.
This is completely changes the use of this RV. And the beauty is, they don't tell you what is the remedy. They just say, put a new sticker with the new 70% lower weight passenger and luggage weight on top of your original sticker, and the problem solved.
Have you taken your van to a truck stop to get weighed?
I haven't yet.
I would consider doing that.
Do it.
I think that would be very, very prudent to do. Go get it weighed, and figure out with your tanks how much it's gasoline, water is what, 8 pounds a gallon or so. So it's about 7. I can't remember. So around 8 pounds.
The dry weight, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is about 11,000 pounds dry. Okay?
Right.
So when I purchased it, and I send you my sticker where you can see the price tag, okay?
Right.
There is a weight, and it says 15,000 pounds. Okay,
right.
That's a gross combined weight.
Right.
So now in the new sticker, through this recall campaign, I have to put a new sticker and agree to have 12,000 pounds total gross combined weight.
Did you send that to me? Because I did not see that.
Yes,
you did.
I did.
Okay.
Yes,
well, I will find it.
I sent you so many information that I apologize. It's probably,
No.
I will clarify it. I will send you original sticker from the B pillar.
Yeah.
I don't have it now because the Airstream is at the dealer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, can just walk out.
Well,
And
if I can find it, I will go ahead and put that up on the screen instead
yes.
of us just talking. Do you, excuse me, what do you want? I mean, or do you want it fixed? Just make it work and extend the warranty in case it stops working and you're happy with the unit, or are you just like
You know, if it was only Firefly, and although it's been taken months of my use of the Airstream, okay,
right?
and it's a it's a very expensive asset, okay.
Mhm.
And usually when you buy a house, you plan to live in the house.
Yeah,
When you buy an RV, and especially in California, our idea was to really travel California, go north, go to the wine country.
sure.
It was a perfect setup for us, but for months Firefly is keeping us at the dealer or keeping us from fully using it as designed, okay. So that's a one problem. And would I say, like, you know what, I just want another RV without this problem? Maybe replace my RV that works, okay. But then when you add the weight issue,
That's
I
big,
think I cannot keep this RV.
right?
This particular RV, with having a Firefly already proven to be a significant problem, and
Hmm.
now with the weight, and we're not talking about 300 pounds difference. So when you are allowed to take 3,500 pounds, look, I'm sitting here and my son's guitar is here, okay.
Yeah,
It's like a 70 pounds, okay. It's electric acoustic guitar.
yeah.
So he's take it with us on the road. So with 995 pounds of
Of
passengers and
everything,
luggage, my life, it can possibly only accommodate me and my wife.
right?
My kids and their instruments, they will not be able to travel. That's it.
And you did not get this information, this notice, until after you spent 300 grand on the damn RV.
Well, when I spent 300 grand on the sticker, it says clearly
Right,
15,000 pounds. That's the beauty of this whole
right.
situation.
I'm telling you, Tim, I would lawyer up in a minute, and that's what
And
I would.
I haven't thought about lawyering up, okay. I am very happy that you reached out to me, because someone in the industry, you know, I'm also talking to people, you know, and someone referred me to your channel. I became your subscriber immediately, okay.
Well, thank you.
And I am very much, you know, I haven't watched all of your videos, but I will.
Yeah,
And I will look forward to seeing this particular video, because I think you will get a lot of feedback from Airstream customers with the problem of the smart RV system, and also the weight.
wait.
And probably most of them will not until your program comes out. I don't think they know that they have this issue with the weight. That
Yeah.
now it's the owner's responsibility not to overload.
Well,
So this
can
is
you and I know that it's at the dealer, but when you have an opportunity, and it will be long after this video runs, I would certainly love to get a picture of, your RV on the scales, or get some
yes.
kind of documentation so I can share that with people and show them. Because and by the way, if Airstream is watching, or Firefly, and they would like to talk with me and do a video and dispute anything you said or explain, I'm totally open to that. And it's as I said before, um, sometimes when I talk with people, it will get the attention of the manufacturer and or the dealer, which is the purpose. It's not to get anybody in trouble, but it will highlight real problems. And part of a resolution sometimes is they will ask somebody like you, well, you got to take that video down. If that's part of what is going to have to be done to get you happy, to make you whole, I'll pull this video in a minute. But
Right.
until then, I'm going to leave it up because I think you're telling the truth and it's a story worth telling.
I absolutely agree, and I really appreciate that you're listening to this story, and I really appreciate how you analytically looked at my whole case, and you give me a few good points, and I think one of the points I'm taking today from this conversation, that I should consider consulting with attorney and just see, if there is a legal way, because I know in California there is lemon law, but as far as RV lemon law, I not knowledgeable about it.
Be careful. And I want to be cautious about recommending, but there, in the description of my video is a law firm, and they, for free, they will review, but, and they'll review a case and they'll let you know if they think you might have a case. And if you do business with them, great. And, I mean, I like them, I trust them, but let's continue to keep the line of communication open if we can.
Absolutely. And I will definitely do the weight checks. I will update you on that. And you know what? I will do the video with my family on the scale.
Oh,
and
great.
We're gonna bring some guitars, and we're gonna show you how much I was able to load before the recall. Okay.
Yep.
And what makes me really upset is that this was done through a recall. Okay. It's a letter sent to you, and it says simply attach this sticker because there is we have some discrepancy in the weight. And that letter, in the language of that letter, there is nothing about that you might consider taking this recall serious because your weight reduction for passengers and luggage just went down by 70%. This is significant.
Yeah, that is significant. All right, well, let's leave it there, and we'll pick it back up in a future video. What do you say?
You got it. I'm available anytime.
So that was Tim in California, and I don't know, how did he strike you? Was he angry and ugly? And no, to me, he was very professional and nice and reasonable. And while I don't yet have the what he was talking about, the weight stickers to, hey, you got a recall, here's the sticker to put on top of the other sticker. I don't have that documentation yet, but when I get it, I will put it up. But just the mere thought that could happen, that puzzles me. How in the hell did that get through at the manufacturing plant? And shouldn't there be like a big time recall on it? I haven't seen one. Let me know your thoughts on today's video. Make sure you like the channel, subscribe to it, and turn your notifications to all. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, reminding you to be safe, have fun, play nice, and don't leave your good manners at home.